All right, so for this problem, it's a 45-45. We're trying to change it to degrees, or from degrees into radians. Remember, if you just answer every single problem in both radians and degrees, you're going to give me what I want. I want every answer done in radians and degrees. So if you just keep that in mind, it's going to be, you'll be fine. So the first thing you're supposed to do is transfer this over into degrees. But what I would do first is just draw the graph, right? So you can see what you're working with. Because a lot of students are asking me, well, do you subtract 180, do you subtract 360? And I'm like, well, it depends on how you want to work it, right? But if you draw the graph, it's everything. So if I draw the graph, I'm like going around, I'm a negative. So I start by going down, okay? So negative, go down, positive, go up, okay? So I'm going down and I'm coming around, and that's 360, right? But I'm more than 720, so I need to go around again. There's 720, okay? But I'm going another 45 degrees, right? So I'm actually coming out to here, 45 more degrees, right? So I'm noticing a couple of things. I have, this is 4 points right here, showing me that you can graph the degree of measure. That's 4 points, okay? Next, can you give me the radians? Well, because I graphed the degree of measure, I actually know the radians are at a 4, right? Because we break this piece into 4 pieces. So when I think about this, it's broken into 4 pieces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So that's 8. Then I went all the way around again, that's 16. Actually, I went the other way though, huh? So I went 8, 16, plus 1 more, right? So I went 16 plus 1, which is what? 17, pi over 4. And then I didn't even have to do all the, multiply by 180 over pi, right? Or pi over 180. You can multiply this negative 765 over times by pi over 180, right? And then you break down what goes into both of them. But when it's a 45-45 or a 30-60-90, you can actually see how many pi's it is just by looking at the graph. Does that make sense? Everyone? Yeah? Okay. So once I have this as 17 pi over 4, now I have my other 4 points. Okay? It's in degrees and it's in radians, right? And it's negative 17 pi over 4, right? So got to remember that. All right? So negative 17 pi over 4. All right? What's next? Okay, I want to do a reference angle, right? And what I noticed right here was there was a reference angle of 45 degrees. Not negative 45 degrees, but 45 degrees. Which is also 1 pi over 4, right? One piece out of the 4 pieces. Right? So, there it is. That's my reference angle. There's 4 points. Okay? In degrees and radians. Right? And then I asked for coterminal, right? Positive or negative. This one's easy because it goes around multiple times. So again, I know it seems kind of redundant, but, right? There's my negative coterminal. Negative 45 degrees, right? Because I didn't have to go around, it's not the same angle, right? So I could have gone around once and then come there, right? And that still would have counted. Does that make sense? But that's my negative coterminal. equals negative 45 degrees or pi over 4. Right? Now, we got to have the positive. Create the circle. Well, if this is 1 pi over 4, then the other one's 1 from the 8, which is 7, right? So this is 7 pi over 4, positive, right? So the positive go, and then how many degrees would that be? We 360 minus 45, right? So 315, right? So 315 degrees, there it is. Or whatever. So you have 4 points and 4 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so there's one thing else I need. What else do I need? The coordinates. Thank you. So the coordinates. What are these coordinates? Right? And so when I look at these coordinates, I'm thinking of this triangle. So this triangle goes this way. How far? Remember, this is a 45-degree triangle. So this is square root 2 over 2. This is square root 2 over 2. And this is 1. This is positive, but this is negative, right? So it went down negatively. So my x, square root 2 over 2. My y, negative square root 2 over 2. And that is my coordinate system. And that's 4 more points. Okay? So that's what I'm looking for in the 45-45. Okay? Questions? All right.